What's up, guys? If there's one email that I get every single day, that question is, Armando, what should I buy? Should I buy the Galaxy S3 or should I buy the Galaxy Nexus? And let me tell you, both phones are very powerful. Anything you throw at them, they're going to be able to handle just fine. However, one of them has the latest software, one of them has the latest hardware. So I'm going to go through the pros and cons of both phones and what you can expect when you buy either of them. So let's get started. Even though these two phones look almost identical, they are completely different. The Galaxy Nexus has been out for over 6 months, and the Galaxy S3 was just released a couple of weeks ago. I don't want to talk too much about specs because you guys can Google that information, but I do want to point out certain differences on both of these phones. Both of these phones are fairly large, and the S3 is just a slight hair bigger than the Nexus. One thing I do want to point out is that the S3 is much lighter, and you can definitely feel it. The Nexus has a curved shape which you may or may not like. Both of these phones have LED notifications. The Galaxy S3 is located on top and the Galaxy Nexus at the bottom. So visually, now that you see that they're somewhat similar, let's talk about the pros on the Galaxy S3. The S3 has micro SD, which allows you to up the storage where the Galaxy Nexus does not. The Galaxy S3 has a 2100 mAh battery versus the Galaxy Nexus 1850 mAh battery, and I can tell you the Galaxy S3 battery lasts a very long time. It also has a dual-core processor with a clock speed of 1.5 GHz and 2 gigs of RAM. If you notice the video preview here, it's showing multiple videos running at the same time without any problems. Because the S3 is offered by many carriers, you'll often see a lot of goodies from aftermarket companies like this case that you see here. The Galaxy S3 houses an 8 megapixel camera where the Galaxy Nexus is only 5 megapixels. But not only that, the Super AMOLED screen on the Galaxy S3 is much more vibrant and looks phenomenal. As you can see from the pictures above, there is a huge difference not only in picture quality, but also when looking at the screen. Now let's talk about the cons of the Galaxy S3. One of them is that it's not pure vanilla. In other words, it's not running the latest software from Google. It is still an ice cream sandwich when Jelly Bean has already rolled out. So you're going to get slow updates. In some cases, it may only receive one update versus many updates that a Nexus device can get. Whoa, wait. So you're telling me that that's the only flaw that I found on the S3? Well, technically, yes. I can't say TouchWiz is a negative because remember, some people like TouchWiz. As a matter of fact, I actually like TouchWiz. So that's not really a con on the S3. So why would you want to get a Nexus? I mean, think about it. You have a micro SD card, expandable storage. Everybody would like that. You also have a really great camera that in some cases, since I'm going to bring up the iPhone 4 or the 4S, everybody says that the S3 is comparable, if not even better than the iPhone 4S. You have the most modern hardware, fast processor RAM, so the Nexus is out of the picture, or is it? So what are some of the pros of a Galaxy Nexus? For one, software updates. When you own a Nexus device, you are pretty much guaranteed 2 to 3 software update cycles. And if you're not the type of person that likes to root or install custom ROMs, then definitely the Galaxy Nexus might be for you. With the Galaxy Nexus, you also have soft keys at the bottom instead of physical buttons. Something that I found odd, especially already owning an Android phone, the S3's back button's on the right, which I thought was kind of strange considering all other Android phones are on the left. And since the Galaxy Nexus has the latest updates like Jelly Bean, you could really see the difference here with Project Butter. As you notice, the scrolling is much more fluid and a lot smoother on the Galaxy Nexus, even though it has a much less slower clock speed than the Galaxy S3. When I compared both phones side by side, in most cases I've noticed that the Galaxy Nexus loaded applications much faster. This could be from the added bloatware that the Galaxy S3 has compared to the pure vanilla experience from the Nexus. Now let's talk about the cons of the Galaxy Nexus. For one, it does not have an SD card. Its camera is somewhat mediocre at best.
The battery life on the Galaxy Nexus is also not that great. It only houses an 1850 milliamp battery, and also it does not have the latest hardware specs that you would expect from a new device like the Galaxy S3. And even though the display is good, it doesn't compare to the gorgeous Super AMOLED screen from the S3.
So there you have it, folks. Another proof of magazine racing. Magazine racing is a term that we use in the car world where one car has much more horsepower and everybody expects it to beat every single car that has less horsepower. In this case, the Galaxy Nexus is underpowered compared to the S3, but yet when you see them perform side by side, because of software, really that's the key, software makes a huge difference, and everybody seems to always want the latest hardware. They want the fastest processor, the most RAM, but it really comes down to software and the extra stuff that, for example, TouchWiz, how it can affect a phone. So let's do a quick recap. The Galaxy Nexus, if you want the pros, if you want pure vanilla, if you want fast updates, if you want the soft keys, if you want to have access to a huge developer community, then you go with the Nexus. A couple of the cons are you don't get an SD card, you have a poor camera. I mean, poor to some. In my book, it actually works really well. You don't get a really good battery compared to the S3. Of course, you can upgrade, but we're talking stock for stock, what you get out of the box. Now, the Galaxy S3, if you're looking for that micro SD slot, or if you want that nice 8 megapixel camera that takes gorgeous pictures, if you want that 2100 milliamp battery that's going to last you a whole day, if you want the modern hardware and RAM processor, then the Galaxy S3 is for you. However, you're not going to get those updates that you will with the Galaxy Nexus, and it will require you to go into the forums and try and hack it and install the latest operating system. So if that's something that you want to do, or if that you feel comfortable doing, then the Galaxy S3 might be the phone for you. If you're going to take it upon yourself to install the latest updates yourself. Otherwise, if you just want straight from Google, then you would go with the Galaxy Nexus. I hope you guys like this video. Both phones are great. You really can't go wrong with either phone. It just really depends on the use that you're gonna use it for. If you guys like my videos, follow me. I do new videos every Tuesday. I also am on Twitter and Google+. I have left the links below. Once again, thanks again, and I will see you next Tuesday.